everybody and welcome. In today's video, I would like to present to you all of the projects that I have planned for the winter season. And the winter season for me is always pretty short because I find that the holiday season and preparing for the holidays takes up all of the month of December at least, if not part of November as well. And then in January, I'm so tired and also busy thinking about my plans for the next year, reflecting over my accomplishments over the last year, that I have a hard time getting into the swing of making again. But I don't mind. I like that January is for reflection and sort of hibernating and recovering and taking it easy. So that's what I've been doing. But now I am ready to get back into my projects, and I have a bunch to share with you today. I think I have at least 8, and they range from hopefully what will become new staples in my wardrobe, because in my last video I discussed how I want to concentrate on making more clothes or garments that I can wear around the house that are more casual and more versatile in terms of layering pieces and being multiple seasons or compatible with multiple seasons, and lots of different activities such as going out, going shopping for groceries, hanging out at home, hanging out with friends, those sorts of clothes. And so more casual than the business casual clothes that I have currently in my closet that take up the majority of my closet, that are no longer useful to me because I am no longer working in a business or office context. And so yeah, so there's that, and then also a few other pieces that are just for pleasure for me with beautiful fabrics, and so I'm excited to show those to you today. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm originally from the East Coast of the United States, but I moved to France in 2009, and I am now a French citizen as well as an American citizen, and I have been living and working here ever since. And on this channel, I mostly talk about sewing projects, but I have been dabbling in knitting and embroidery as well, more and more. And sometimes I talk about what it's like living in France, or I take you fabric shopping with me here in Paris, because that definitely influences what I make, the notions and fabrics that are available to me, and what I wear on a daily basis. So I hope you enjoy, and welcome. My first project I'd like to work on is another Seamwork Callen sweater, and this is because I made one previously that I wear all the time. It is an emerald gray wool blend fabric that is, I think, mostly nylon or polyester, and then about 5 to 10% wool. And that was one of my big revelations of last year, because I made it thinking that the shape wouldn't really suit me exactly. I thought that maybe it would be too boxy, or there wouldn't be enough bust shaping or waist shaping, but I love it. I love it as a layering piece. I find it really comfortable, not too boxy, not too fitted, and I wear it all the time because it's really easy to mix and match with other pieces, and it's just really easy to reach for and wear. And so I'd like to make another. I did try to make a second one recently over the winter, or right before Christmas, as a Christmas sweater, and I showed that to you in, I think, my best of 2025 video as my fail of 2025. So I won't show you that again because I'm still working on it. But after I finish that one, I want to make another one in exactly the same fabric from Tissu Emer, or Stuff Emer, which is a German fabric shop based in Germany. And it is this fabric, so it's the same exact fabric as the first version in the marled gray. This is a darker, more charcoal gray fabric, and you can see it's got that kind of mohair look to it as well. And this time, just like last time, I mixed up the wrong side and the right side. That was the wrong side. This is the right side. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the little V's of the stockinette stitch. This is the right side. And I love the marled color of it, that is kind of grayish, and there's texture to it. There's a little bit of mohair, sort of an effect to it, like a fuzzy effect to it. And I just love it. It's a great layering piece. It's not too stiff, it's not too stretchy, it's got great elastic recovery, and I think it's gonna be great. So I'm gonna make the Seamwork Callen sweater with the bonus sleeves. So the original sleeves of the Seamwork Callen sweater are bell-shaped. They're wider at the cuff, and I prefer fitted sleeves, which is the bonus sleeve available to Seamwork members only. And it's mostly because I find that bell sleeves are uncomfortable to use. It's difficult to fit into coats and things, and then it gets stuck on all kinds of things like doorknobs. And so yeah, I just prefer fitted, and especially I like to roll up my sleeves when I'm doing dishes or something, and it's just easier when it's fitted. So that's what I'll be making again. I think I made the size 0. Corresponding to my bust last time, and so that's what I'll be making this time again, and I think it's going to be a great neutral staple for my winter and spring wardrobe. The next project I'd like to work on is also a project for more casual wear around the house, out with friends, things like that. I think it would also work in a more formal setting as well, but you'll see. So it is with this fabric. This is a Ponte fabric that I found at Linge Toile, which is a fabric shop in Lyon, France. So Lyon, Lion. It is a city in the southeastern central part of France, and it's a beautiful city if you can make it there. And it's also a really lovely little shop. There's a great fabric selection. I just discovered it recently when I went in, I think, October to go visit friends, and great selection, and the owner is really, really friendly. So I highly recommend checking out that shop. I'll link it below, the address, if you'd like to check it out. But this is a Ponte fabric. It is half viscose, half polyester, I think, in composition. And I think there's about 3% elastane also in it. And I love it. It is this really beautiful dark navy blue background with sort of a white stitch, a white detail to it. It looks almost like cross stitch, if you can see that, little L's. And so because it's not black and white, so too contrasting, but also not gray, I think that the color makes it really versatile for different situations, more formal versus informal, but not too formal because there's a little bit of white and this sort of texture to it. And I think it's going to be perfect for a pair of pants. So I'm going to put this down because it's heavy. I'm going to make the Seamwork Palmer pants. So it is a wide-legged, high-waisted stretch pant, so made for stretch fabrics and more sturdy stretch fabrics such as a double knit or a Ponte like this one. And it has slash pockets and an elasticated waistband, and it just looks really comfortable. And because I had such success with their Seamwork Joss pants in the past year, I would like to try the wide-legged style more. And a wide-legged, high-waisted shape plus a stretch fabric combo sounds really comfortable. So I think it's going to be great. I haven't made this pattern before, but I know that Seamwork patterns are very easy to follow and that they're good quality, so I'm not worried about it. And I think it's going to sew up pretty quickly, so I will be able to sew up and enjoy this fabric and this garment easily this wintertime. The next project is with this fabric, which is a rib knit, slightly off-white fabric that I found at Sew Tissu, which is one of my favorite fabric shops in Paris, and I highly recommend checking it out if you ever come to visit Paris. I have a whole video about my favorite Parisian fabric shops as well, if you'd like to check that out, and I'll link it here if you're interested. But this fabric is sort of heavyweight and interesting. I think it would be the perfect weight for a t-shirt, for example, a slightly fitted t-shirt. I have 2 meters, and originally I was thinking of making a Closet Core Patterns Donna bodysuit, but that requires 50% crosswise stretch. And I was playing with the stretch with this fabric, and I think that 50% might be a little bit of a stretch for the width, and it doesn't have any, if at all, stretch in the opposite direction. So I can't make a bodysuit with this. But I can make, for example, an Ehola tee by the French pattern maker Coralie Bijasson. I have made a few Ehola tees already. I recently made one in an aqua green colored rib knit from Minerva that I showed you in my Best Makes of 2025 video, and I've been thinking about that a lot. And this rib knit fabric is very similar in touch, in the size of the ribbing, in the content. It is 100% cotton as well, with a little bit of elastane in it, and I think it would be perfect for the Ehola tee. I already also have a white Ehola tee, but I would love another one, especially with this textured rib knit, because the one that I have currently is a smooth cotton, a white smooth cotton. So this one will add a little bit more visual interest to, or texture to, an outfit. And I think that it would be really useful to have in my wardrobe. I will be making it with the 3/4 sleeves, so I don't think that that is a sleeve option with the Ehola tee. It's either long sleeves or cap sleeves, and I hacked it, I think, for my dark blue and black versions to a 3/4 sleeve, and I think I'll be doing that again. I do have enough fabric to make 2 tops out of it, and so I might make a second Ehola tee with cap sleeves for the spring summertime, but I'll think about it. I might wait and save it and see if something else doesn't come along that I want to make with it. But otherwise, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward and simple make as well. So something easy to get out when I'm tired or when I want something simple to work on. And I think it's going to be really, really nice a really nice staple to wear. The next project that I'd like to work on is another silver Edie top, and I'd like to make it out of this fabric. So this is another cotton and elastane blend fabric, and it is a waffle knit, if you can see, which adds a bit of texture because I love texture, and that's one of the themes that I'd like to concentrate on this year. This is from Benitex, which is a fabric warehouse in the northeastern suburbs of Paris, and they have a lot of really interesting dead stop fabrics, so it's cool to check out as well from time to time. And it's in, they called it a putty colored fabric, but I like to call it more of a light mocha or taupe, but more like mocha because I see brown, like a purpley brown in it. And that might just be me. But yeah, it's really nice. It's kind of stiff and medium weight. It's got a great hang. It does wrinkle a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. And basically, I'd like to make a Seamwork Edie top because most of my Seamwork Edie tops are in very slinky, soft fabrics like viscose jerseys or bamboo jerseys, and I have one that is in a textured white cotton knit that's not very elastic at all, but that works well with the Edie top, and it is one of my favorites to wear all the time. It's really versatile. I like wearing white next to my face as well. I think it brightens my face. And I accidentally stained it a few years ago with rhubarb while making a strawberry and rhubarb pie, and that stain has never come out, and now it's getting stained, you know, in the armpits and things like that. So it's showing wear. It's starting to get worn down. I've had it for about 5 years. So I'd like to phase it out of my wardrobe. I don't think I'll replace it right away because that would make me sad. Just throw it away. But I would like to introduce this one because it's in a similar weight fabric with a similar amount of elasticity and texture to it, especially with the bateau neckline. I think it'll hold the neckline really well because in the slinky versions it kind of sags in the front, and I find that neckline really gorgeous. So I am excited for it and can't wait to get to it. Next, I'd like to make a second Edie top, and this one is in a really cool fabric that I found at Americana Fabrics in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, because I was in the United States to visit family and friends over the Christmas break or over the holidays, and I got to spend 3 weeks in California with my family and then a week on the East Coast with my childhood friends because I grew up in Connecticut. And one of my friends looked up all kinds of fabric shops in Connecticut. They're pretty far apart, so we had to be very strategic in picking out which one we wanted to go visit. And I'm very, very happy that we picked Americana because they had a great selection and such cool fabrics. I'll show you another one in just a moment that I picked out, but fabrics that I don't always find in France, including this one. I can find it, but the price was unbeatable there. So this is a 100% wool jersey fabric, and it is in this really gorgeous dark green, dark forest green fabric or color. And I think it's just lovely. It's not super smooth like a wool fabric. It's a little bit itchy, but not too much. So there must be elastane in it as well to make it stretchy. It just said wool jersey, but it was $19.99 a yard. I have 1 yard, and usually it is impossible to find wool jersey for less than 40 euros a meter, so I got some. So I only got 1 yard. I'm a little bit torn between what I should make with it. Oh, that's the wrong side again. Here's the right side. I want to make something warmer to sleep in, so typically I sleep in my Edie tops, especially the viscose and bamboo jersey versions because they're so soft and silky and lovely against the skin. But it is cold, and despite my flannel blanket or duvet cover and blanket over that, nice and heavy, nice and cozy, I still get cold in bed. And so I thought, or even just during the day, I am perpetually cold. Someone in my last video thought that I said professionally cold, which is just as valid, but I meant perpetually cold. Hence the shawl today, even though I'm right next to the heater. But anyway, that's a tangent. I think it would be a great layering piece, and the Edie top is such a great shape with the 3/4 length sleeves, the long length that's easy to tuck into high-waisted pants or skirts, and then the bateau neck is just really classic. And because I've made so many, I could make it with my eyes closed. So I think it would be great in this color and this fabric, and the wool would just be luxuriously warm against my skin. So I am excited to work with this fiber. I've never worked with a wool jersey before, and I will definitely be getting to that this wintertime. Another fabric that I picked up at Americana Fabrics in Rocky Hill was this cotton flannel. This is 100% cotton, and it is super soft and cozy and pretty light to medium weight, like a light medium weight, and with this really gorgeous blue and white check to it. And I would like to make a pair of pajamas. This was also at an unbeatable price. This was $6.99 per yard, so I got 2 yards, and oh my goodness, they had a great selection of flannel fabrics, and if I had more room in my suitcase, I would have gotten more. But yeah, if you're looking for flannel fabrics, Americana fabrics in Connecticut, I think they have 2 or 3 locations. Run, don't walk. So anyway, I would like to make another pair of the Silver Luna PG pants. And I've made this twice before, also in a blue and white check fabric. This one, I think I like the check a little bit better because there's more subtleties, more nuances to the colors. And that also means that it's going to be a little bit difficult to match up the checks. I'll have to pay attention to matching the checks. And that was a big theme of my fall projects this fall, matching checks. So it's not over yet. And I think that it will be great as a third pair of PJ pants because I often have both of the other pairs in the wash and need a third. And this is more similar to the weight of the sort of burgundy red PJ pants that I made a few years ago. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. No, it was a year ago for the holidays I made it. And I love that weight. I find it a lot more versatile to wear around the house, like on the weekends when I want a PJ day, than the thicker versions. So I think it'll be nice to have that. I was thinking of maybe making a shirt, like a flannel shirt out of this, but it's not really my style. I doubt I would wear it. And I think that the contrast of the checks next to my face, I think I prefer something calmer next to my face. So PJ pants they will be. And I'm very happy with this purchase. What a great price. And I think it's gonna be really soft and lovely to wear, so I can't wait to make it. The last project that I have planned for this winter season is a skirt out of this. Let's see if I can get it out. Ah, yes. Isn't this gorgeous? This is a 100% cotton woven fabric in a traditional French weaving technique from the specialized fabric shop Tissage Ardelis, which is meant more for upholstery and furnishings fabrics and based in Roubaix in France. And their fabrics are made on traditional looms as well, and they use traditional weaving techniques, and they have a lot of really, really cool fabrics. And I found this one at the Roubaix Fabric Market that I went to this, I think, beginning of November last fall in Roubaix, which is in the north of France. Roubaix is just outside of Lille, which is where my husband is from, and so I am often in Lille and very happily off to the Northern Fabric Market or Roubaix Fabric Market whenever I can. And I happened upon their stand for the very first time, and they were selling offcuts or remnant cuts of old collections by weight, which was really interesting. So I got this, I think it's a little over a meter, maybe not, maybe just a meter, for 24 euros. And it's just gorgeous. I think it is William Morris inspired, the Strawberry Thief theme. I have a cross-stitch bookmark that I made a little while ago that's of the same theme. This is the actual William Morris theme, if you can see that there. And it is a cross-stitch pattern. I think it was a V&A and DMC collaboration, this kit for this cross-stitch bookmark. But anyway, it's based on the same design, and I love that design, the Strawberry Thief. And so I'm thinking of making, with this, rather than upholstery for something around the house, a skirt, because I could definitely make a mini skirt out of this fabric. Even though it's pretty stiff, I think it would make a great mini skirt. And so the mini skirt that I would like to make is the Tilly and the Muttons Ramona skirt. This skirt features a lot of different options, so 2 different lengths, a mini length and a knee length version. It has 2 different pocket options, so patch pockets or vintage faux flap pockets. And then there is an invisible zip in the side seam and an optional lining. I will be making the mini version, or the mini length, with the lining, and also the faux flaps, I think. And I am going to do my best to pattern match as much as possible. So at the side seams, the center back seam, and the faux flaps as well, and the waistband. So it might use a lot more fabric than anticipated, but I absolutely want to keep this gorgeous pattern together. And I think it would make a really stunning piece, especially for the end of winter and beginning of spring, when these colors are everywhere in nature outside and just bright and happy. And I think it'll be a really cool piece, especially because it's from such a traditional French craft or traditional artisanal fabric shop. I think it'll be really cool. How cool. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm thinking of making a vlog about making this. I think that would be really visually beautiful, working with this fabric up close and showing close-ups of sewing this. I think that'd be lovely. So let me know if you're interested in seeing that. And yeah, I'm so happy with this one. So that's all I have planned for sewing this season. I was maybe thinking of working on a coat, but I won't talk about that here because I will likely not get to it, because there's another project or professional opportunity that has been proposed to me with my old profession. It's a short-term project, so I won't be leaving you and my idea to develop this YouTube channel, don't you worry. But my winter season will be more busy than originally planned, so I will save that for another time. Anyway, for knitting, I am still working on my Bergliebe sweater, which is a German pattern by the pattern maker Isabel Kramer, and I have finished the yoke. I think I showed this to you right before I left on vacation for California, and I had separated for the sleeves, and on vacation I knit all the way down to the hem. And then I tried it on, and I discovered that there was way too much ease. I think even after blocking, there would be way too much ease. I measured 24 centimeters of ease, whereas I think the pattern recommends 10 to 20 centimeters of ease, and I prefer the lower end of that scale, so 10 centimeters of ease. So I decided that this would be the best opportunity to modify or learn how to modify a knitting pattern to fit my preferences. So I frogged all the way back, the whole body, and I have figured in or planned out waist shaping, so decreasing stitches, then flat, and then, or no changes, and then increasing stitches back down to the hips. Because the final ease around the hips is fine, it's just around my waist it's really, really loose and kind of frumpy, like hanging there, way too much fabric and way too much ease. Especially in the back, because the small of my back is really small, like really narrow. And so yeah, I'm going to do some waist shaping for the very first time in knitting. See how that works out. Cross your fingers for me. I hope it works because I'm excited to wear this. I think it's a really nice color. I like it. My husband thinks it looks like packaging twine, but what does he know? Often he says these things and then I make it and then he loves it, so he'll see. But yeah, I think this is a really relaxing project. I like working on it when I'm watching TV, for example, or YouTube or Netflix, and just stockinette stitch is so easy. And so that's why I finished the body while I was with my family in the US. It was just so easy to spend time with my family and knit at the same time. And at the moment, because I'm undergoing a medical treatment that sometimes makes me feel very, very tired, knitting is just the thing. And so I think I will finish this season. For embroidery, and I'll go quickly because I'm losing light. I am going to keep on with my kogenzashi classes. So kogenzashi is a traditional Japanese embroidery technique from the north of Japan. It was used to quilt different layers of fabric together to keep them, to create more warmth in garments for the cold winters in the north of Japan. And this is, I think, the 10th or 11th session or motif that we've learned. And I can't remember the name in Japanese, but I think the English translation of the motif is keep going, or don't give up, or something like that. And I like how the different motifs have different emotions or different symbols to them. And they're getting more and more complicated, more and more intricate. And eventually, I think we have 4 sessions or 4 motifs left to learn. Eventually, I think the teacher is going to show us how to put them together so that we can make a band or a large square of kogenzashi, or combine different motifs together, and I think that's going to be really cool. So I'm a little bit sad that we only have 4 sessions left, so we'll probably finish this up, or finish this class up within the year, but I'll just have to savor each one. And then one of my creative goals for 2026 is to finally do some surface embroidery. I have wanted to learn surface embroidery for such a long time, and I just have not sat down and figured it out. But this year I'm going to do it, and this winter I want to do the robin pattern that was proposed by One Stitching in the January promotion for the online class. And I think it was 2 sessions, 1 hour each. I can do it. I have all the threads, the fabric, the needle, the hoop. I have everything. I just need to do it. And now that I've said it, I must get to it. So those are all of my winter sewing, knitting, and embroidery plans. Let me know in the comments below what your big plans are for the winter season, or if you're wise, unlike me, and are already starting to work on your spring plans. I always drag my feet when it comes to making ahead of time of the season. I just can't do it. I admire you if you can. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe to this channel, and if you would like to support the channel monetarily, you can send me a tip via YouTube Super Thanks, which is the button on the bottom right hand of the screen, or via my Ko-fi link, which I will include in the description below if you'd like to leave me a tip. Any contribution is a big help to sustain this channel, and I thank you very, very much. I have linked in the description below all of the patterns I've discussed and any fabric if it's still available, so don't hesitate to check that out. I've even linked what I'm wearing in this video and the patterns for those as well. I hope you have lots of creative ideas and time to pursue them this winter season, and that you are keeping nice and warm and cozy and doing well. I'll see you here again very soon with a new video. Take care, and bye-bye.